YouTube. How y'all doing? I got a lot of energy. Y'all doing good? Y'all feeling good? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I feeling good. Yeah. Let me stop. Look, we got ourselves a well-known fitness influencer, Jeff Nippard, addressing the controversy. Now, the controversy is about how he had a YouTube video that came out of, that he made a few weeks ago, and it was basically about you could be natty without using steroids. And in his video he was talking about people who were obviously on steroids, and and it really rubbed people off the wrong way. I don't know exactly like the exact thing, but let's see what's going on, bro.
Try to figure out if someone is natural or not by...
Okay, so first of all, let's just say this nigga right here, I'm pretty sure The Rock, Liver King, Ronnie Coleman, Michael Hearn are all on steroids. Let's just keep it a buck, you know what I'm saying? Now, there's nothing wrong with using steroids, in my opinion. Steroids affect everybody differently, because if you have low testosterone, you taking steroids, it'll help you, but you won't get the same results as someone who's using steroids who has higher levels of testosterone. It's completely different, right? But I mean, he not on steroids. He don't look like he on steroids. Jeff Nippard, I know, is not on steroids. I know he's been working out for like 20 years. You know what I mean? I don't know why he's talking about these motherfuckers like they're not on steroids. And there's nothing wrong with being on steroids. It's just don't lie about it, right? Like, don't lie about being on steroids is my biggest problem, right? I've been working out. I'm in shape. I do not use steroids. I don't think I need steroids, right? How do I look?
Hey, looking at them. If they're below the line, they're natty. If they're above the line, they're not. But
100%.
the problem is people draw that line in very different places. Some people draw the line here at Will Tennyson. Others draw the line right up too, but not in...
Nah, these niggas are on steroids. He only been working out for like 2 years. Did y'all see his old... Hold on. Look at this, y'all. So this was him before, right here, and this is him afterwards. And he got to this level right here in 1.5 years. You're bullshitting if you think this nigga is not on steroids. You're fucking bugging. All right.
Including Simian Panda. Believe it or not, a lot of people still think that The Rock is natty. And
yeah, he's not natty. He's 100% on steroids. That's the thing about The Rock. His whole image is used to sell products. Alcohol. He has alcohol. I know he has an alcohol company. Like, every aspect of his life is turned into a business. That is The Rock. He has contracts that purposely make it that he can't lose a fight on screen, which is fucking insane.
And recently, millions of people fell for the Liver King scam.
That's actually crazy if you think the Liver King is not fucking on steroids.
Buying that his physique came from his ancestral diet and not the $10,000 monthly steroid cocktail. So it's understandable why so many people don't believe influencers anymore. And it's also understandable why there's so much disagreement about how big you can get without steroids. Even within our own community, people are not on the same page about this. And it's leading to some absolute...
Comical that Jeff tested total T as a measure to determine natty or not. I take TRT if I pin Monday on my T. On Tuesday, it's 1500. My T and SEH before nets paid. This is a joke test and literally proves nothing other than these guys just delaying their nets pinning. Basically, what this guy is saying right here, you can't test someone for steroids. The only way you can really test someone for steroids is, I'm pretty sure, through like a testosterone test. If you're higher than a certain level, it's usually a chance that you're on steroids, right? But the thing is that you could just stop taking steroids for like a week and the test could just be obsolete. Like, oh, we know that we're taking a test. Let's not take steroids for the next 2 weeks. And so that their testosterone levels will dip down and
dumpster fire debates.
Yeah.
The fake natural epidemic is getting worse.
Yeah. This nigga for sure is not natty. He's not natty. Him? I don't know. I mean, he could be. This is Ashton Hall. My face is probably in the way. I mean, I don't know. I'm
Never
pausing
played a
too much.
sport
I'm
in his
sorry.
life and then just blew up like an IFBB pro. That's how that works.
Yeah.
So, in this video, I'm diving straight into the dumpster fire, and I'm taking 3 tools with me: history, science, and common sense. And using those 3 tools,
He better not say that these motherfuckers is not natty, bro.
I'm gonna give my final answer to the question,
Or
how big
is natty.
can you get without steroids? Steroids are, for the most part, different flavors of testosterone. Tren is testosterone, with this carbon atom removed. Nandrolone is the same thing, but with a few less double bonds. And testpropionate, enanthate, and cypionate are all literally just testosterone, with an ester chain added at different lengths, which impacts how quickly it's released into your system. So, the first step in our natty or not journey is figuring out when steroids actually became available. That way, we can look at the most jacked guys from before then and know with certainty that their physiques were achieved naturally, because the drugs didn't exist yet. Alright, testosterone was first isolated in 1935 by a Dutch pharmacologist named Ernst Lequeur at the University of Amsterdam, where he took literally thousands of bull testicles, mashed them up into a pulp, and squeezed the testosterone out. By the early 1940s, a few psychiatrists started...
Okay, so that's what the Liver King was going off, which is obviously cap. Liver King is not natty, bro. Come on, you guys.
experimenting with that testosterone as a potential cure for what they were calling male menopause, which is basically just depression and low sex drive. It actually worked too, but testosterone still wasn't publicly available, and at this point, no one actually realized that it could be used as a performance-enhancing drug. It actually wasn't until the 1952 World Olympics in Finland that people finally realized that testosterone could make you bigger and stronger. That's because, out of nowhere, Soviet weightlifters suddenly and suspiciously took home 3 gold medals. And with that, the very first natty or not scandal had begun. A couple years later, in 1954, the bodybuilding world's misadventures with steroids officially began when Dr. John Ziegler went to the York Barbell Club in Pennsylvania and injected John Grimmick with his first shot of steroids. And the rest is history.
Yeah. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with doing steroids and shit, you guys. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with it. Like, just don't lie about it. Like, these celebrities, like, what's that guy's fucking name? He played Thor. He plays as Thor. That nigga is obviously on steroids, and if you don't think that, then that's fucking crazy, but, you know.
So, based on all this, I think it's safe to say that in all likelihood, American bodybuilders weren't juicing before the 1950s. Which means that this physique from 1947 was built 100% naturally. In this photo, Steve Reeves is 21 years old at 6 foot 1 inches tall, 215 pounds.
And some people are just born with higher levels of testosterone, so they're able to pull off shit like this. You know what I mean? That's just, you know what I mean?
What looks to be around 10, maybe 12% body fat.
Now, he actually wasn't the biggest guy that I could find from this era, but I do think he was the most aesthetic. And the real reason that I picked Steve Reeves as an example of a natural bodybuilder from the pre-steroid era is that
my eyes fucking killing
everyone
me.
agrees that this physique is 100% achievable naturally.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
I think so. This? Yeah. It just, here's the thing. You know, I think he is naturally attainable. He obviously does not look like he does steroids. He might have been working out for years. I don't know his history. We really got to look at his history. Because even if he started working out like a few months ago, then obviously he's on steroids. You know, we just got to look at his history. You know what I mean?
All right, well, there are a few skeptics. I guess these people think that Steve Reeves, a 21-year-old from Montana, found a steroid plug before the U.S. Olympics team at a time when the U.S.-Soviet rivalry was at an all-time high. But you know what?
Cold War.
Let's entertain the extreme skepticism and go back to before Ernst Lequeur ever isolated testosterone. The most jacked person I could find from this era was this man, Eugene Sandow. To this day, this is who the Mr. Olympia trophy is named after. This photo was taken in 1897, 6 years.
Damn. Like I said, like, he probably has just higher level of testosterone. Some guys are just born with a low level of testosterone, and that's what TRT is for. It's just a testosterone booster to help, you know, it's, you know, some guys are born with extreme low levels of testosterone, and TRT is to help them boost that level of testosterone. I would love to do TRT, you know what I mean? But what I heard is that it fucks up your chances of having kids. So, you know, let's save my balls, right, and not do that. You know what I mean?
Before the airplane was.
That's what I heard.
He was 5'9",
I don't know if it's true.
185 pounds, at around 10% body fat and 100% natural.
Yeah.
But the 1800s were a long time ago. I mean, gym equipment looked like this, and this, and okay, this is actually a pretty cool lat pull down, but the point is, Eugene Sandow was not training anywhere near optimally in 1897. He was a pioneer and a great early proponent of exercise. But
Okay.
he once said that the best way to train was to use, quote, light weights, just 5 to 10 pounds, for 10 to 15 reps. 5 to 10 pounds for 10 to 15 reps?
Nice.
It's been over 100 years since Sandow gave those tips. And in
Okay.
that time, more than 500,000 scientific studies have been published on exercise science and nutrition, and millions of people have pursued bodybuilding, professionally and recreationally.
Recreational.
So, for as good as he looked,
I don't even lift weights. I just do calisthenics.
there's absolutely no reason to think that Eugene Sandow was the pinnacle of natural muscular development. The most groundbreaking study on natural muscular development was published by Corey and colleagues in 1995. The researchers went to local gyms in Los Angeles and Boston and asked people if they were natty or not. They got 74 natties and 83 enhanced guys to
Damn! What?
volunteer for the study. Then, after urine testing them to make sure they weren't lying, the researchers measured everyone's
That's the thing, though. The whole testing for, you know, shit like that, just, it doesn't work. Because you could just stop taking steroids like a week or two before, or a few days before, and your levels will just drop down, bro. Like, it doesn't, it's not consistent, bro.
height, weight, and body
You know
fat
what I mean?
percentage using hydrostatic underwater weighing, which was considered one of the gold standards.
That
at
nigga's
the
skin
time.
is cooked.
From there, they plugged all their body measurements into this formula for fat-free mass index, or FFMI, which is basically just a number that tells you how jacked you are. The bigger the
Damn,
number,
look at this nigga on the top. Less muscular, more muscular. Shit. This kind of like my build, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I'm a little bit more defined, though. You know what I'm saying? I'll put myself like right here. I could definitely be more jacked. The thing is though, you know, I mean, I eat a lot of protein. Bro, y'all don't understand. You know how many core powers I drinks? The elite ones, the 42 grams, bro? Duh, bro. Core powers are gas. I drink a lot of smoothies, protein smoothies and stuff. You gotta heighten your, you know, your protein intake, right? You know what I mean? I also do a lot of calisthenics. Y'all don't see the equipment. It's actually behind the door. That's why the door's not closed all the way behind me, but yeah, bro.
the more muscular. It's a really simple formula. You take your body weight,
I'm just more
subtract your
lean.
fat mass, and divide it by your height squared. So it's really just your lean mass divided by your height squared. This is what they found. Each circle on the graph represents a different person. On the left are all the natural lifters, and on the right are all the lifters taking steroids. And on the y-axis is their FFMI. Remember, the higher the number, the more jacked. So this guy was the most muscular, this guy was the least muscular. There are a few really interesting findings here. First, it's obvious that the steroid users were more jacked on average.
Of course,
No surprises
yes.
there.
Yeah.
But if you look at the individual subjects, you can see that going on steroids didn't actually guarantee that you'd be
That's because, like I said, everybody is born, like every man, like if I'm born with a low level of testosterone, there's only so much that steroids can do for you because of that low level of testosterone that you have. So it'll boost your testosterone up, but you'll never reach the top level of steroid users because, you know, like this steroid user probably has a natural testosterone of level here. When he started to get steroids, it bumps up to here. You know what I mean? You get what I'm saying?
bigger than every
It
natty.
doesn't guarantee you. Steroids don't really guarantee you that you'll be, you know, like more jacked, like to the higher levels, like a Ronnie Coleman. You're not gonna turn to Ronnie Coleman, bro. Like you know, if you have low levels of testosterone.
Like this guy down here was taking steroids and he was still smaller than 86% of the natural lifters.
Also, he might just not be working out as much and consistently. Steroids really just boost your recovery rate to work out more.
Actually, quite a lot of the natural lifters were just as jacked as the enhanced guys. Like,
Yeah.
all of these lifters had an FFMI of 24 to 25.
It's based off your level of testosterone that your body naturally carries.
And while 14 were enhanced, 9 were natty. But I think the main takeaway from this study is that there really was a hard cutoff for the natural lifters. Out of 74 subjects, not a single one had a fat-free mass index above 25. 100% of lifters with an FFMI of 25 or higher were on steroids. This led the authors to state that only rare individuals, perhaps with some genetic or congenital anomalies, may attain an FFMI in excess of 25 without steroids. I fit their trend too. According to my latest DEXA scan, I'm 10.3% body fat, I'm 164.5 centimeters
swole as
tall,
hell.
and I weigh 155.8 pounds.
Yeah.
That means my FFMI comes out to 24.4.
He probably just has, yeah. He also has been working out for a really long time. I know he's been working out for like 20 years. You know what I mean? So that contributes to the amount of muscle he has too. But he probably just has higher levels of testosterone naturally.
Is that it? 25 is the natty limit? Well, let's see. This is a list of all the pre-steroid era Mr. America bodybuilding winners from 1939 to 1949. In 1939, Burt Goodrich was the best bodybuilder in America. He had an FFMI of, 24.3.
Yeah, he just
Next
has a
winner
high
was
level.
Roland S.
Yeah.
Maker. His FFMI was 22.
You could 100% achieve this naturally. And if you do not believe that, you are on fucking crack.
0.6. In 1940, John Gremick won the title with an FFMI of 24.0. In 1942, Frank Late won the title with an FFMI of, there it is, 25.5. And then from 1943 to 1949, 5 other pre-steroid era bodybuilders broke through the supposed natty ceiling.
Yeah, some people just have a freak of nature genes though. Like some people are there. It's really rare. But some people are born with higher levels of testosterone than what's natural without steroids. And, you know, it's just a genetic thing, bro. Like, that's true, yeah.
Of a 25 FFMI. So yeah.
But it's
you can
so
only go to the
rare.
best
It's
of the
so
best.
fucking
Hitting
rare.
An FFMI of over 25 is rare, but it's not impossible.
Yeah.
Let's go back to the Corey
It's
study.
rare.
There are only 74 subjects here. And again, you do see this hard cutoff on the natty side at 25. But I suspect that if they had more natural subjects, you would have seen more people break through that ceiling. And with enough subjects, you'd eventually see a normal distribution, more like what you see on the enhanced side. Just consider this 2017 study on Division I and Division II college football players. The average FFMI for an offensive lineman was 25.1.
Yeah, they have to.
A nice few players
Yeah, if you're a lineman, you have to be more heavy and muscular for sure.
did go over 25. Now, while the NCAA does randomly drug test its players, some of those guys may have been juicing at some point. But I really doubt they were literally all juicing. And I think that, combined with the Mr. America data, it's pretty clear that while it is very uncommon, it's not impossible to have an FFMI over 25.
Yeah, but it's extremely fucking rare though. Like, I'm pretty sure the chance is extremely fucking slim.
Naturally. Hussein Farhat, the fitness influencer from my last video,
You better not say this nigga is natty, bro. This nigga is not natty. A year and a half working out with nothing but a ladder and a fucking chair. You're bugging.
is
You're bugging.
185 pounds at 5 foot 11 inches tall and around 12% body fat. He has an FFMI of, what do you think, 25, 26, 27? Now, Hussein's FFMI was 22.8.
Yeah, because he got off the fucking steroids, nigga. What do you mean? Yes, without steroids, he has higher level of testosterone, but with steroids, he's up here. He just stopped taking them.
Now, I know the issue
What
with
do you
Hussein
mean?
isn't his size per se. It's the speed of his transformation
Yes.
that's suspicious. In this Instagram post,
What?
Hussein said he went from 134 to 184 pounds
Really, 50 pounds of muscle?
in his first 3 years of lifting.
3 years? Really? That's literally impossible. That's literally fucking impossible. The human body cannot create that much muscle. 50 pounds? He's juicing, bro.
At around the same body fat. I know he looks a lot leaner on the right, but there's some serious angle, lighting, and photo filter tricks going on there, so it's honestly not a good comparison.
And what?
Regardless, let's just say he gained 50 pounds of lean mass in 3 years.
That's 100% bullshit. You can only gain like half a pound of muscle at most in 1 month. Wait, divide that by 6. Wait, a half times 6. So isn't that like what, like 12 times that? Hold on, let me do the math real quick. Hold on. I'm bugging, right? Like what the fuck? Yo, get the fuck off my screen. Get the fuck off my screen. Hold on. Let's do 0.5 times 12. So you can only gain 6 pounds of lean mass of muscle at most. The average human, you know, right? Even, you know what I mean? Right? In 1 year. Times that by 3. 18 pounds. How do you gain 50 fucking pounds of lean mass in fucking 3 years? Is insane. He is with the ladder and a fucking chair. No, nigga, no.
Is that possible naturally?
No.
Let's look at it from a scientific angle. This is a table for realistic rates of muscle gain in men from my textbook, The Muscle Ladder, which I wrote before I knew who Hussein was. I said that most men will gain 10 to 25 pounds of lean mass in their first year of lifting, 5 to 10 pounds in their second year, and
Okay. That is true. As you do get newbie gains and stuff, you gain a lot of muscle at first, and then you kind of dip. You know what I mean? You kind of like dip. Yeah, that's true. But come on, it's lifetime 50 pounds lifetime in 3 years. Yeah, you're bugging.
2.5 to 7.5 pounds in their third year. And I based those figures off this 2020 systematic review on whole body muscle growth in healthy adult males. So, according to my table, we're looking at a range of 17.5 to 42.5 pounds of lean mass. Table.
Realistic muscle gain per month. So the average muscle gain is like half a pound, you guys. The average, right? Yeah, you might get a little bit more in the beginning because of newbie gains, but y'all don't know how he started working out, right? He started working out with a ladder and a fucking chair, bro. I swear on my life, something like that. In 3 years, you got that jacked? In 3 years? Like, it's possible to gain a lot of muscle and, like, lean mass in a short amount of time, but not 50 fucking pounds, bro. No, I don't buy it, bro.
Range of 17.5 to 42.5 pounds of lean mass gained in your first 3 years.
And he's a beginning workout. He was a beginner. How do you...
Hussein gained 50. So yes, he's above the typical range. There are
Yes.
two possible explanations for that. One explanation is that he took steroids for the first year or two and then came off them before the blood.
Yep, he came off him for sure, bro. That's what it is, bro. He's not natty, bro. You know, and there's nothing wrong with doing steroids. Don't lie about it though.
Test
Like
in my last video.
Oh
That's
my
possible.
fucking goodness.
The other explanation is that Hussein was quite underweight and seriously undereating when he first started, causing his transformation numbers to be inflated. According to this 2008 study, average FFMI across 431 healthy Italian men without any training intervention was 19.8. Hussein started with an FFMI of 17. That means,
yeah, and then he took some steroids.
at 5'11", if he had healthy, adequate nutrition, he should have been starting at 160 pounds, not 134 pounds. That means the first 25 pounds he gained were essentially just getting him back to a healthy baseline. And if you've been undereating for years, weight gain can happen very quickly once you start eating enough, especially if you combine it with hard training and a good genetic response to lifting. So, sure, he could be enhanced. He could be lying the same way that Liver King was lying. Except, it was obvious Liver King was lying.
The question
Oh, yeah,
is,
he
do
was-
you take steroids? Do you take PEDs? The answer to that is no. I've never taken steroids.
Nah, that's cap as fuck. We've seen pictures of Liver King before steroids. He actually looked really great. I don't know why he started taking steroids. I don't think it was necessary, right? But you
I'm
know,
thinking about doing it.
And at 5'6", 190 pounds, and 7% body fat, Liver King's FFMI
Oh, my goodness.
was 29. That's not possible naturally.
Oh,
Not to
my
mention, he had the
goodness.
leathery skin, red puffy face, bloated
Yeah.
water retention, and other obvious anabolic side effects. But to be fair, some fitness influencers aren't as obviously fake natties as Liver King. Maybe Hussein is one of them. I can't say with 100% certainty that Hussein Farhat has never taken steroids.
bro, let's be honest. He 100% has taken steroids and he stopped doing it. That's what it is, bro. Like
I can't
It
say
don't
that,
make
but
sense.
I can say with 100% certainty that Hussein Farhat's physique is achievable without steroids.
Oh yeah, for sure. But not at 3 years.
His blood work is normal. His FFMI is normal.
It's normal now.
And his transformation, while suspicious, is possible.
Yo. Jeff, I fuck with you, but you bullshitting right now. What? He obviously takes fucking steroids. You didn't talk about how he worked out, by the way. We don't know if we don't even know what he was eating, if he was even eating enough. Bro, I need to look at his workout videos. I need to look at not Jeff, but Hussein. Bro, he's on fucking steroids, bro. Like, it's
common
just
sense
ridiculous.
That humans can have very different bodies. The
Yeah.
tallest man alive is a Turkish farmer named Sultan Qasim. He's 8'3". The shortest
damn.
man alive
Join the NBA, nigga. Like, damn.
is Esfin Esfil Ganderswad. He's 2'1". The hairiest man alive is Mike Israel. No, just kidding. It's an Indian teenager named Lalit
Oh my gosh.
Patidar, who has 95% of the surface area of his face covered with hair. 1 in a billion sounds impossible until you realize there are 8 billion people on the planet. Then it's not impossible, it's a guarantee. Someone is the oldest, it's Ethel Caterham, she's
Okay.
115 years old. Someone
Okay.
is the heaviest, it was Khalid bin Mohsen Shari at a staggering 1,340.
How is this? Is this nigga alive still? Is he alive still? What the fuck? Nah, bro.
5 pounds until he recently lost most of the weight.
Oh, nice. Great. Clap it up, bro. Yes.
And someone is the most muscular without taking steroids. Julian Fitzgerald is 19 years old, and he's been training for 4 years. He's 203 pounds at 5'11" and around 10 to 12% body fat. I crunched the numbers, and assuming we
What? I don't know hit this guy, but people were saying that he was on steroids too.
go with 12%, that puts his FFMI at, here we go, 25.0. Right at the cutoff from the Corey study. If we instead go with 10% body fat, his FFMI is 25.5. As a comparison, what do you think Ronnie Coleman's FFMI was at his peak? Ronnie won the Mr. Olympia contest 8 times.
Okay.
8 Sandow trophies, the most in bodybuilding history. On stage, he was 5'11", 290 pounds at 5% body fat. His
Okay.
FFMI was 38.5.
Because this nigga was 100% on fucking steroids, which is nothing wrong with that. Like, it's not like, I'm pretty sure Ronnie Coleman has admitted that he was on steroids. I mean, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Arnold Schwartz. Oh my goodness. Whoa. YouTube, I did not say that word that you think you're saying. YouTube, relax, please. I was saying Arnold Schwarzenegger. You know, that's what I was saying. Like the movie actor. You know, the guy that was the governor of California. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
him.
I'm sure this goes without saying, but
The Terminator.
Ronnie was way bigger than Julian. Ronnie obviously wasn't natural at his peak.
Oh,
He
yeah.
did have world-class genetics, though. Like, Ronnie and his coaches say he was
Oh yeah, he for sure. That's the thing though. Steroids, it only really works if you will really only have a build like Ronnie Coleman if you have high testosterone levels.
still
And then add steroids on that.
100% natural here at 27 years old. And given what he eventually became, most of the bodybuilding world believes it. Now, in case you're doubtful, which I totally get, just check out this classic study which showed the power of muscle building genetics. It might just blow your mind if you haven't seen it before. I'm not sure if this part is common sense or not. Maybe it depends on how long you've been around gym culture. They took 342 women and 243 men and had them train their biceps for 12 weeks. Then
This
they measured
this video makes me want to do 100 push-ups, bro.
how much their biceps grew using MRI. The interesting part is that they all ran the same program, the exact same program. But just look at how different their gains were. Most people grew their biceps by about 20%, but there were a few unlucky subjects who didn't gain any muscle at all. And there were a few really lucky subjects who gained 40, 50, even 55% bicep size while running the exact same program as everyone over here. There were 585 people in that study.
Okay.
That's 0.000007% of the world's population. And it still had a
Bro.
few freaks. So why are some people so surprised when every now and then someone shows up with genetics like Julian Fitzgerald or Ronnie Coleman?
Nah, we not saying that Julian doesn't have good genetics. That's not what we're saying. We're saying that he has good genetics and he's also on fucking steroids, nigga. What do you mean common sense? Let me have some common sense. That nigga Hussein, that only been working out for 3 years, no experience. A chair and a fucking ladder. You're on bullshit, bro. He's on steroids, bro.
All right, so
Or he
how
was.
big can you get without steroids? Well, assuming you're an average male, you train hard, you eat right, and you stay consistent, you should be able to hit a fat-free mass index of 22 to 24, maybe 25 if you...
I feel like I'm here. I feel like I'm like right here in the middle type shit. I'm probably like right here. You know what I'm saying? Naturally. I know I have a higher level of testosterone.
Stick
for
with it
sure.
long enough, and you've got some pretty good genetics. At around 12%
Yeah.
body fat, a 24 FFMI would translate to 165 pounds if you're 5'6", 185 pounds if you're
I'm
5'.
not saying that I'm the swollest nigga on the block. Don't go on the comments saying
You like
no. I'm just lean, bro.
9, 200 pounds if you're 6 foot, and 220 pounds if you're 6'3". Some of you will be able to go above those numbers, and it doesn't necessarily mean steroids, but for most people, this will be around your natty limit. And if you're looking to maximize your own physique naturally, diet is absolutely crucial. My nutrition app MacroFactor uses science-based algorithms to guarantee...
Yeah, bro. Like, I honestly think it's some bullshit. Like Julian and Hussein are obviously on fucking steroids, nigga. Like, what? Bro, Bro. It's literally... It wasn't even in 3 years. That picture I showed you, I'm pretty sure was a year and a half in. I'm pretty sure. It was a year and a half in. And he was doing nothing but using a ladder and a fucking chair. I swear on my life. Bro, this nigga is 100% not natty, bro. Maybe he was on steroids and he stopped using steroids. You know what I mean? But like, bro, he's obviously on fucking steroids, bro. Same with Julian. Julian just, they're too young to, you know, yes, they have a higher level of testosterone, 100%. But add that with steroids? Oh my gosh, bro. You're bugging, bro. You're bugging, Jeff. Yeah, I don't buy it, bro. I mean, common sense or not, the average human gains at least a half a pound of muscle a month. To be able to gain 50 pounds of fucking muscle in 3 years, it's insane. That's insane. You have to have been taking steroids. You know what I mean? You've only been working out for 3 years of your life. And Julian and Hussein have already it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up. But I hope y'all having a good breakfast, a good dinner, a good night, a good lunch. I love y'all. Have a good night. Peace.